Start off in Ghana, the country's Food and Agriculture Minister, Brian Achempong, says that the government plans to lift a ban on grain exports in November. Now, last month, the country restricted the sale of rice, maize and soy to other countries in order to prevent a potential food shortage after a drought-induced crop failure. Nabil Ahmed Rufai in Accra reports that farmers are worried about the adverse impact of the ban on their income.
Davy Regina has been selling grains at this market in Accra for nearly 30 years. She says the cost of food has shot up this year, so her grains are not selling fast. In the past, a 2-kilogram bag of maize was sold at 64 cents. Now it costs more than $1.
400.
We barely get enough grains like maize and soybeans to buy from the farmers in Ghana after harvest. They export most of the grains produced here to neighboring countries like Burkina Faso and leave us with just a few to buy. So the shortage of food on the local market pushes up the prices.
Ghana is at risk of food insecurity, according to the Food and Agriculture Ministry. The country is experiencing a dry spell, which could affect food production in the months ahead.
Government is placing a ban on the export of grains, including maize, rice, soya bean, until the situation normalizes.
The ban is aimed at stabilizing food supply in the local market and also aimed at helping control food inflation. Traders here say the price of a 100-kilogram bag of maize could drop from $65 to $60 when the ban on the export of grains is fully enforced, and that the price reduction will bring in more buyers. 2 years ago, the government banned the export of grains due to the global disruption of food supply at the height of the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Analysts say it forced farmers to sell their grains at lower prices in the local market, something that could happen again during the second ban.
A huge portion of the buying markets, which are mostly the foreigners, who come and compete to ensure that farmers get competitive prices for their produce, and they are able to recover their cost of production. That chunk of buyers were taken off. So the farmers were now confronted with a limited number of buyers who also took advantage of farmers' desperation to buy the grains at very low prices.
Analysts say more needs to be done to tackle the threats of food insecurity in Ghana long term, linking the crisis to climate change.
As a country, this calls us for us to be proactive, put in place adequate measures, prioritize our irrigation, because that is critical.
The government says it will provide farmers with drought-resistant seeds and subsidize farm inputs like fertilizer and pesticides to help sustain their food production. It could take a while, though, before these interventions show results. For now, Davy Regina hopes the ban on grain export will help bring in more business and keep her income from falling too drastically. Nabil Ahmed Rufai, CGTN, Accra, Ghana.